Hey, you guys, just came back from my walk, and I want to share with you guys the top three mistakes that I see people making all the time when they're trying to lose weight, especially when they're trying to do it high on carbs. Okay, so welcome back to my channel, Skinny on Carbs. My name is Andrea, and on this channel, I try to use my background in biology, histopathology, and naturopathic medicine to help you live the life that you dream of and deserve. Okay, so let's get right into it. What are the three things that I see people doing that sabotages their weight loss efforts, especially when they're trying to do high carbohydrate weight loss? Okay, so the first thing that they're not doing, or the first thing that they are doing, is they are afraid of the macros. So, what do I mean by that? Well, people, whether it's a high carb diet, carnivore, ketovore, whatever it is, no matter what the diet trend is, I see people being afraid of the macros. And this is also true in the high carb community, okay? Now, you don't have to be afraid of the macros. I teach you this in the Patreon community. I'll post a link to it down below, but I teach you how to understand the language of the macros and how to structure them in a way that delivers the sort of message that you're trying to deliver to the body, which is weight loss, weight maintenance, or even weight gain. Okay, so it really comes down to understanding the macros and what message that they deliver. You don't need to cut out any macro. In fact, if you just eat plants, fruits and vegetables, you're going to be getting all the macros anyways, okay? Because there's fat in all the plants, there's amino acids in all the plants, and obviously there's carbs in the plants. Okay, so we're not really cutting out the macro. What you need to learn how to do is how to structure them to deliver the message that you're trying to give to the body. Okay, so that's the first thing that I see people doing wrong. The second thing that I see people doing wrong is they are sort of calorie warriors. Okay. And what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is people either think that they need to go extremely high on their calories because they need to heal their metabolism, or they need to severely restrict their calories because they are trying to put themselves in a deficit. And on both sides of the fence, people usually they don't really get it too right, okay? And they can drive some weight loss with this strategy, but it usually does not last very long, okay? Or it's torturous. So what I teach you guys to do is to be sensible, okay? And I teach you guys to eat to your energetic needs. You are not the calculator. The body is. Your body is going to respond. Your metabolic rate is going to respond to your habits and your lifestyle. It's going to adjust itself up, or it's going to adjust itself down. This is normal physiological response, survival response, okay? It needs to do this. So you trying to manipulate that doesn't really work out too well in the end. All right, it doesn't really last that long because most people can't maintain the level of caloric deficit that they drive themselves into, or they try to heal their metabolism and they eat way over what they need to eat, and they're not even in a really good macro split anyways, and so they end up gaining weight thinking that they're healing their metabolism. But that's not how you do it. You want to eat to energetic sufficiency. All right, so that's what you want to do. So the third thing that I see people doing that is sabotaging the weight loss, that's not working out too well for them, is they're trying to lose weight way too quickly. All right, I've spoken about this in other videos as well, the quick weight loss, okay? This is, I don't know if this is coming from social media, man, maybe not, you know, this weight loss fads have been a thing, but losing weight too quickly never works, okay? It cannot be sustained. Why is this? I spoke about this, like I said, in another video. When you lose weight extremely quickly, you are biomimicking starvation to the body. You are telling the body that you are in a very highly stressful situation. And so, yes, it will drop weight, but what happens is when you put yourself through a huge stressor like that to lose weight, you are losing a lot of muscle mass. So, yes, you are, well, I don't want to say a lot of muscle mass, but you're losing way more muscle mass than you should or you would like to, okay? And that's not a good thing because that muscle mass is metabolically active. Okay, so when you biomimic starvation, when you put yourself into a huge caloric deficit trying to lose weight fast, okay, you are biomimicking starvation. You're biomimicking fasting to the body. And so the body is going to eat at its muscle in order to create sugar because you can't escape sugar. You must maintain certain blood sugar. Okay, I know people are anti-carbs or whatever. It's the silliest thing I've ever heard of because you need sugar, and even if you don't eat the sugar, your body will make the sugar from the proteins that you eat or the proteins on your muscle. Okay, so it is going to go after your muscle and it's going to create sugar from your muscle in order to feed your brain because your brain is a very picky diva. It needs glucose. Okay, it takes about 72 hours to be in starvation before your brain will accept ketones as a fuel source. So when you lose weight that quickly, you are losing muscle as well. You're rapidly losing muscle. Another reason you're losing the weight very quickly is because you are depleting your glycogen storages, okay? The glycogen storages are in the muscle as well as in your liver. So you are depleting your glycogen storage, and glycogen really are long chain or storage form carbohydrate molecules that you are keeping on deck in the muscle, in the liver, for emergency situations when you're not taking in glucose. So just so you guys know, that sugar molecule or that carbohydrate molecule, carbohydrates, is holding onto water. Okay, so you are when you lose the glycogen, you lose the water, and you're losing essentially a lot of water weight. So you're losing glycogen and all the water that comes with it, and so that is a nice hefty amount of weight that's exiting the body. Okay, this is not sustainable because the minute you eat, the first thing that's going to happen is your glycogen storages are going to come back. Again, that's a normal physiological response. You want that to happen. Your body is going to do it regardless of what you say or believe or think. It's going to put the glycogen back into the muscle. It needs to. It's a survival mechanism. And it's going to top up the glycogen storages in the liver as best as it can. Okay, so it's going to come back, all the water is going to come back, but what's going to be hard to get back is going to be that muscle that you lost. Okay, and weight loss isn't, you can lose body mass and lose weight, but what you really want to do is you want to lose the fat. That's really what you're after. Okay, so if you're after fat loss, it needs to be slow and steady. When we're talking about fat is a slow and steady thing. Okay, you cannot move too quickly with fat loss. Fat loss is a slow and steady endeavor. Most of your fat loss is happening at rest. Your heart is burning fat mostly at rest, okay? It's one of the organs that likes to burn fat. You have the gift, we all do, by birthright. You are able to burn fat, sugar, and amino acids when they're converted. For the most part, some amino acids can feed directly into this into the transport chain. Others have to be used as substrate to create glucose via the gluconeogenic pathways. Okay, but we are all metabolically flexible. You don't need to instigate metabolic flexibility. You don't need to become a fat burner. That's not a thing. That's just something it's a marketing thing. You don't need to become a fat burner. You can burn fat. You are designed to switch back and forth between burning sugar and burning fat, depending on the level of activity that you are performing and what you are doing, how much substrate you have on hand, all of that. Okay, so you don't need to try to push yourself to be a fat burner. All of that to say, trying to lose weight too quickly, that's mistake number 3. Okay, you're sabotaging your weight loss with any one of those 3. Okay, so let's review it again. 1, being deathly afraid of the macros and not understanding the language of the macros and how to split them accordingly. Okay, again, I talk about this in my Patreon group, patreon.com/skinny on carbs, okay, in the foundational course. The second thing I see people trying to do that they're doing in sabotaging themselves is becoming calorie warriors, trying to count the calories. Either they're trying to drive up the calories in order to increase their metabolic rate, or they're driving the calories too low, trying to be in a caloric deficit, so they're restricting calories. And any one of these two things, you're sabotaging yourself, okay? You don't need to count your calories. I mean, you could, it would work, but I don't think it's the best return on investment. I think you really should just eat to your energetic sufficiency and then let your body calculate, and then, you know, put activity in there to take your metabolic rate up or down as needed, okay? These are normal physiological responses. You don't need to push it. The third thing that people are trying to do is they're trying to lose weight too fast, and they are losing lean body mass, aka muscle tissue. They're losing their muscles way more than they need to. They are instigating like a fake weight loss is what I call it, because you're losing all your glycogen storages as well, and so you're losing all the water weight that goes with that. And that is, in my opinion, a fake weight loss, because when you start to eat, it's going to come back. Again, a normal physiological response. It is a survival thing. Your body's going to do it no matter what you do, okay? Once you start taking in enough calories, which you have to at some point. All right, so I hope that helps somebody. Please don't fall into that trap. Understand how to split your macros. Don't push the fat loss too quickly, and eat to your energetic sufficiency, okay? That's gonna be the best bang for your buck. All right, I hope that helps someone. Until the next video, you guys, bye.